Ever notice how feeding your baby feels like defusing a bomb? One wrong move with that spoon, and suddenly you're wearing more sweet potato than your little one ever tasted. But here's what shocked researchers. Babies who got potentially allergenic foods early were up to 81% less likely to develop food allergies later on. So, today, I'm walking you through the 5 essential decision points that transform feeding time from terrifying to triumphant. These 5 crucial moments are the readiness checkpoint that tells you exactly when to start, the allergy prevention window you can't afford to miss, the texture progression that prevents choking while building confidence, the rejection response that actually means progress, and the cultural wisdom technique that makes every meal meaningful. The first thing you should do is master the readiness signals. So many parents tell me they're confused about when to start solids because their pediatrician says 6 months, but grandma insists 4 months is fine. And you know what? They're both right depending on your baby. The American Academy of Pediatrics now says to look for developmental readiness between 4 to 6 months, not just the calendar. Here's exactly what to watch for. Number 1, your baby needs rock-solid head control. I'm talking about holding that little head steady for at least 15 minutes, about as long as a feeding session. Number 2, they should sit upright with minimal support. Think of it like this. If you have to prop them up with more pillows than a furniture showroom, they're not ready. Number 3, watch for that tongue thrust reflex to disappear. You know, when everything you put in their mouth comes right back out, like they're showing you their latest magic trick. When that stops, you're golden. Number 4, they're bringing everything to their mouth. Toys, their hands, your phone, when you're not looking. That's their way of saying, I'm ready to explore food. But here's what really matters. Trust your instincts. You know your baby better than any guideline. When I started my first daughter on solids at 5.5 months, everyone had opinions. But she was showing all the signs, sitting like a champion, grabbing at my plate during dinner. The pediatric research backs this up. A study in NEJM evidence found that starting too early, before these signs appear, can actually increase feeding difficulties. But waiting too long past readiness can make babies more resistant to new textures. Next, you need to nail the allergy prevention window. And this completely changed from when we were babies. Remember when parents were told to avoid peanuts until age 3? Well, researchers discovered we had it completely backwards. The LEAP study turned everything upside down. Babies at high risk for allergies who ate peanut foods between 4 to 6 months were 81% less likely to develop peanut allergies. Here's your action plan. Step 1, introduce the top allergens early and often. We're talking peanut, egg, dairy, wheat, soy, fish, tree nuts, and sesame. Step 2, start with tiny amounts mixed into foods they already like. For peanut, I mixed a 1/4 teaspoon of smooth peanut butter into warm oatmeal. Made it nice and thin, no choking risk. Step 3, and this is crucial. Keep offering these foods at least twice a week. The research shows it's not just about introduction, it's about regular exposure. Those Israeli babies eating Bamba peanut snacks, that's why Israel has some of the lowest peanut allergy rates in the world. The Canadian Child Study followed 3,000 babies and found even low-risk infants benefited from early introduction. But here's where Caribbean wisdom meets modern science. We've always believed in exposing children to diverse foods early. My grandmother used to say, train the tongue young, and now research proves she was right all along. The third strategy is to master texture progression like a chef. Listen, nobody talks about how terrifying it is to move from purees to chunks. One day you're feeding them silk-smooth sweet potato. The next they're supposed to handle finger foods. That's like going from riding a tricycle to driving a car. Here's your roadmap. Week 1 through 2, Start with super smooth purees or well-mashed foods. Think yogurt consistency. Week 3 through 4, leave little lumps in there. My trick? Mash half the banana super smooth, leave the other half slightly chunky, mix together. Your baby learns texture variations safely. By week 5 through 6, you're ready for soft finger foods. And here's the game changer. Anything you can squish between your thumb and finger, your baby can handle with their gums. The research from Stanford Children's Health shows babies who experience varied textures early are less likely to become picky eaters later. And they found something fascinating. Babies can handle much more than we think. Those little gums are strong. I watched my nephew demolish a well-cooked carrot stick at 7 months like he was training for a food competition. But please, never leave your baby alone while eating. I don't care if it's yogurt or a graham cracker. A friend of mine turned her back for 2 seconds to grab a paper towel, and her daughter managed to stuff 3 pieces of avocado in her mouth at once. Everything was fine, but that moment of panic? You don't need that stress. Your 4th step is transforming rejection into victory. So your baby just spit out that carefully prepared butternut squash for the 10th time? Perfect. You're doing exactly what you should be doing. Research shows it can take up to 15 exposures before a baby accepts a new food. 15? Here's what's really happening. Exposure 1 through 5. They're just learning this new thing exists. They might touch it, smell it, throw it on the floor. That's data collection, not rejection. Exposure 6 through 10. Now they might actually taste it before making that face like you've personally betrayed them. This is progress. Exposure 11 through 15. This is where magic happens. Suddenly, that same food they've been refusing becomes acceptable, even enjoyed. The key is keeping your reaction neutral. When my son refused avocado 12 times straight, I wanted to give up. Avocados aren't cheap, but I kept offering tiny amounts alongside foods he loved. No pressure, no, here comes the airplane, just matter-of-fact presence on his tray. Week 13, he grabbed that avocado and ate it like it was his idea all along. Ohio State researchers found that parents who stayed calm during food refusals had children who eventually ate 23% more variety than those who showed frustration. Your energy matters more than you think. I saved the most powerful for last because this transforms everything, the cultural celebration method. Food isn't just nutrition, it's connection, heritage, love made visible. When we strip feeding down to just nutrients and milestones, we lose something precious. Here's how to infuse meaning into every meal. Create a feeding ritual that honors your heritage. In my family, we say a little blessing of gratitude before each meal, even with our babies. Thank you for this food that makes us strong. Takes 5 seconds, but sets an intention. Play music from your culture during meals. My babies ate their first foods to reggae and soca. Now my teenager still associates Bob Marley with comfort and nourishment. Tell stories while you feed. This porridge recipe came from your great-grandmother in Jamaica. She made it just like this for your daddy. You're not just feeding their bodies, you're nourishing their souls, connecting them to their roots. Research from the Journal of Nutrition Education found that children who learned food stories and cultural connections had more adventurous palates and healthier relationships with food long-term. Share meals together whenever possible. Your baby watching you enjoy the same foods they're trying? That's more powerful than any feeding technique. We've lost this in our rushed world. But in the Caribbean, babies learn to eat by being part of the family table, not separate from it. Look, I know feeding your baby feels overwhelming. Between the allergy fears, choking anxiety, and pressure to get it right, it's enough to make anyone want to stick with milk forever. But here's what I've learned after helping thousands of parents. Your baby is more capable than you think, and so are you. Every messy meal is building their food confidence. Every rejected vegetable that you keep offering is teaching persistence. Every family food you share is weaving them into your story. This isn't about perfect nutrition or Instagram-worthy baby meals. It's about raising a child who sees food as joy, not fear. Who knows their heritage lives in every family recipe. Who grows up confident that they can try new things and thrive. You've got this, and we've got you. To support you through each stage of this feeding adventure, I've created a complete visual guide that walks you through every decision point we discussed today. It includes readiness checklists, allergy introduction schedules, texture progression charts, and even some of my family's favorite first food recipes with that Caribbean twist. You can grab your free copy at the link below, and remember, you're not just feeding your baby, you're nurturing the next generation. Every spoonful is an act of love.